Good evening. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to week 3 of the ECAC Marvel Rivals Open Collegiate Tournament. Tonight, I'm joined by my fellow caster Althea and our observer Beldia. I'm your caster Inferno. How are you feeling about these games tonight, Althea?
I'm very excited. After a long wait due to some technical difficulties finding some of the teams, we're finally in here with two fantastic teams. We have a wonderful matchup to start off this night. Team 1 here in the blue, we have Keene University with a current record of 10-3 with a 77% win rate, up against FIU Panthers Gold, who currently is 13-1 with a 93% win rate. So we got two titans here going at it. FIU is currently number 1 on the leaderboard for this tournament, and Keene is currently number 5. So again, two fantastic teams here. Something else interesting to point out about tonight's matches is we're seeing the introduction of bans and picks.
Yeah, the saves and bans here. We can see it looks like Keene is favoring those two DPS bans. Actually, both teams are favoring the DPS bans with a save for a Luna Snow on the side of Keene and a save for Magneto on the side of Panthers. Pretty good pick and ban phase here. Looks like both of these teams are just comfortable not playing those heroes onto other ones. We're seeing it's looking like Panthers are hovering this Venom here. I don't know if we've seen a Venom yet in this when we did the tournament last time.
Well, I do know that on FIU, I believe they had a member that just loved that Venom. I believe it was 4i. Basically played Venom the whole time. I believe we followed FIU for quite a few games, and they had a lot of fun on that. So I believe they did end up placing top in the last tournament, so they're here going for that again. Although, yeah, I'm not too sure. We had these mid-season patches. I'm really not sure how these characters interact with each other now and who is best and who's worse to say. But I mean, looking at these teams, we're seeing the 2-2-2 for, or sorry, we're seeing a 2-2-1, only one DPS for FIU.
Yeah, we see FIU swapping that Strange, getting the portal onto that high ground, and then swapping right back to that Venom. Great use of that portal. Gilbert's rubbing his nose on a wall. We'll get back to him in a second. We do see the Jeff from Roslito here. Not your standard pick, but a lot of the supports did just take a hard nerf. We might see some off supports we haven't seen before. We see Adam Warlock on the side of Panthers as well. Unusual pick. It's looking like Gilbert might be having some connection issues. We do have Panthers taking first control of the point.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately with that DC from Keene off the start of the game, very unfortunate. It happens. We don't have any kind of pauses or anything yet for this series, so we are going to see just hopefully Gilbert can get back in quick and help Keene with this, but looks like they are back. But for Panthers, that was pretty decent, especially having that one DPS. The Spider-Man probably doing more so just as a distraction, causing a disrupt. It's going to be really important in this triple support, just disconnecting as much of this healing away as you from this Groot as possible, or from the Magneto.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just going to be to try to divert some of their attention. We're going to see if Keene is pushing up on this high ground a bit here. Playing fairly grouped up. Spider-Man comes in, gets out. Bendy's still full health. Pauses, falls critically low. Bendy finds that pick. Spider-Man doing a little bit more now. Really good here. We see Roslito with that Jeff ult pick up the tank from the side of Panthers. Not going to be able to make that ledge, though, I think. Nope, able to get that throw off. But in the meantime, 2 of his teammates died. A couple more picks for the side of Panthers. Looking like Keene is just going to have to reset and try to get one more fight in.
Yeah, Keen looks very staggered and spread out at the start of these fights, more so just all over the place. I mean, we saw Rosalito as the support was able to get the tank, and I think that's a trade that you do take, but that kind of leaves the rest of the team fairly spread out and not too grouped. They are going to have to get together to make sure they can hit this contest with only 1% left. Nobody's going to touch.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first half of this point in favor of FIU.
Yeah, I'd like to mention right at the end there, we saw Bendy spider wall climbing all the way up and then finding, I believe it was the Luna Snow on the side of Keen before they were even up. I mean, really great stuff we're seeing from the Spider-Man pick on Bendy. Now we do have 6 ults, by the way, for Panthers here, opposed to 4 ults on the side of Keen.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking at it, it should probably go the side of Panthers, right?
Yeah, I mean, big ult dump coming in. We saw FIU winning that fairly well without the need or use of them. Something else interesting to point out is I believe last time we had this tournament, Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic were not legal picks yet. They were too new to the series. Similar right now with the Thing and the Human Torch, unable to be played, but we got the Fantastic 2 on Keen's team here. A couple matchups as well, so it'd be interesting to see how they're able to use that value.
Yeah, the Fantastic 2, giving them that team up, however, from Invisible Woman. Gonna see this point's about to unlock. I'm sure we're gonna see some ults come down pretty soon here. Luna Snow ult just a bit too late for Oz's. We'll get caught, and we see 4-Eye going up and slamming down another. Luna Snow ult can't protect you against that. With a few more picks onto the side of Keen. Group's on point, however. Gotta finish the group before they can start the cap. Great fight from the side of Panthers there.
Yeah, and they are just going to have to send one back to cap it. Looks like they're doing a little too well. They're taking too much space.
Yeah, fine. I guess I'll cap it.
Keen's going to regroup pretty quick here and push back. We're seeing the Storm ult already in this back behind from Oza's. Finding one of the support falls to Bendy.
It fall, and Mantis gets that Adam Warlock revive, and that ult is all for nothing now. Keen on the back foot here. Gonna be trying to stay alive with Bendy and Venom in their faces. Hard task. As well as the supports from the side of Panthers doing a wonderful job keeping everyone alive. The triple support they have.
Yeah, Panthers is just doing a phenomenal job putting heavy pressure on. I mean, this double tank, triple support, it's just so hard to get these picks. I mean, the supports are keeping each other up, the tanks are causing so much damage, and that Spider-Man is just being a nuisance.
Well, no one can stop me on that Adam Warlock falling pretty low, able to get the heal off. Invisible Woman ult now coming down from Gilbert. The thing with Invisible Woman ult there is that Panthers can just back up a bit, give space, and now try to retake with their support ult. And with the Mantis finding a pick, or getting picked. We're still at an even team fight here. Magneto ult, but everyone ran away. Can't find nothing, but Bendy will. See a similar Storm ult from Oz. Unable to find everything, the Soulbind from that Adam Warlock, keeping everyone alive, will fall, but gets the revive off. Insane play from No One Can Stop Me.
Yeah, and that Rez is actually going to pick up Flakies, who's going to find 2. Very surprising to see.
Incredible play. We did see the swap to Strange from the side of Keen to get everyone back with a portal. Strong contest now. Gonna have to find some picks. It seems like Keen is just getting picked. Lenier and Bendy doing fantastic work. Will it be enough, though?
Looking real grim as Lenier is just doing everything they can to stay up. But the Snow is going to come back, and that's going to be enough to keep him up. As we see many fall, we're seeing Keen just struggling to keep this. But they are gonna maybe flip the point. So close with this overtime.
Oz gets that Storm ult one more time. Gonna pop it on the support in the back. Man just gets caught out, but with a Magneto shield, will still be caught by that Storm ult. Panthers getting some picks, reviving themselves. Magneto will find 2 though. I believe that's gonna put them up in this fight now. They have not yet run Panthers off this point to start capping it for themselves. This whole time has just been an overtime for Panthers to win. The menu finding flakies now.
Man, it looks like we have almost all of Keen back up on the fight as they're starting to land more damage. It seems like they are finally able to overwhelm Panthers as they find the tank, they find Bendy, and they're just putting a lot of pressure up. However, FIU has a lot of ults built now, and they're going to be able to clap back. We do see King finally capping this point and switching it over to them. As it is now 99 match point. Bendy using a couple ults.
Yeah, that Spider-Man ult coming down, finding some picks with that Luna Snow ult from Flakies. Ooh, responded though with another Luna Snow ult from Vile Days. Luna Snow ult's not as powerful as it was. Still able to keep everyone alive on both teams. Brainiac bounce from menu now, coming in, getting those resets. But it seems like the side of Panthers are just ignoring him a bit, letting him bounce in the back while they target the rest of his team. You see Adam Warlock having that res, but not really needing it. Getting that volley pick onto Vile Days as well.
Yeah, hitting overtime
like
now with not many chances to contest for Keen, as they did put up quite a valiant effort in that overtime fight, but FIU is going to flip the point and take it back for the first map win.
Yeah, I mean, Panthers looking really strong. You can tell this team definitely knows each other well. They have the play style down. They're working as a group. All the calls are made, and they're just performing perfectly.
For sure. And I mean, something else to point out is, I think, interesting enough with this triple support that we can see from FIU, the Mantis, I mean, only has 8k healing, not a whole lot, which is surprising to see, but that just shows that all of that is going into damage boosting, which is definitely reflected in the gameplay with just how much pressure that the double tanks are putting on, being able to keep that damage up while also having that survivability with the other 2 supports is just very crucial as to why they're able to keep their pressure up like that. So I think that's kind of unsurprising to see as to why they won that, but we did see Keen do a fairly well job at coming back and maintaining that point and playing together when they were able to. But it seems like other than that overtime fight, they just seemed really disconnected from each other and kind of having a few side fights on their own, which may have resulted in their losses.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Bendy diving in there quite often, finding a pick or 2, either by himself or with Lenier on that Venom helping him. And having that support as a team, being able to pick up 1 or 2 kills and just swaying the fight in numbers before the fight even really starts is just huge. We're going to see the bans here. Skip a ban for Panthers, I guess.
It's like, I mean, they're giving them maybe a pity ban. Maybe they just want to keep some characters up. I'm not sure, but I mean, again, this picks and bans thing is a little new for the ECAC here. We haven't had this before from our rivals, so it's interesting to see. Although these players, it's likely not new for them, where in competitive you do this every single time. Although I believe you don't get the saves, right? You just get the bans.
Yeah, no saves. Yep, that is not for regular competitive. Yeah. We do see the Namor save, though, coming out from Panthers.
And it is interesting in this kind of format where these teams are going to be playing multiple games against each other. They know what was really annoying to go against. For example, for Keen, that Magneto, those bubbles, that ult was just causing so much havoc that they need to get rid of it. So we can see that, or never mind. I guess I'm a little confused. They did save the Magneto, so maybe they're looking
They
for
did
it from.
save that Magneto, yeah.
Oh no, I apologize. Keen and FIU did switch sides, so FIU is now on top in blue and Keen is red. I was a little confused as to why Keen would want to keep that Magneto, but
yeah, that would.
Yeah, I recognize the 4-eye there for FIU.
Yeah, definitely a recognizable name.
But yeah, so to kind of go back on what I was saying there, we see Panthers knew what worked for them, and they knew how much value that Magneto brought them, and I guess also how much that Luna Snow brought Keen, so they're just cutting that out.
Yeah, we are going to see this defense with the double shield here, Lenier and 4IY with the Magneto. And then we see the Rocket and Punisher going to be using the ammo overload team up there with pretty strong, allowing Punisher to shoot faster and have unlimited ammo in the radius of Rocket's beacon that he throws down. Definitely can help laser down some of those tanks, secure some of those kills. I'm sure we'll see it out pretty often.
Yeah,
and more there. Fall pretty low.
I want to point out this solo Thor on the attack seems a little interesting. It looks like we're playing very dive with the Thor, but then long range DPS just to kind of help in the back. Yeah, this shield.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Especially to push into this Punisher. Yeah, it's looking like they might go for the other side route. Take it from the left. Punisher, I still believe is in that turret, though.
Yeah, but it'll definitely be easier to hit them with this Namor and Hela when you have a little bit more cover to play around versus before.
Yeah, completely agree. You can definitely see that's what they're going for. Just play their range. The Squirrel Stampede already from Bendy coming out. Unable to find anything, but definitely disrupts the side of Keen. A couple members scattered all over. 4IY trying to get a pick. No one can stop me finding the first pick. Seems like the side of Panthers is going to start winning this fight now.
I mean, they've already broken up this map to the extreme. Gonna just really open it up for them. Don't give Keen much to work with when it comes to cover, and I think that's going to make Nindu's job just so much harder on that tank. Though Filebase does find a straight pick on the Bendy, and that might be the opening
Bendy,
that
I think.
FIU needs. However, they are going to be pushing into this turret.
Got right back into the Punisher turret. We do see Punisher getting that ultimate now. Final Judgment. But Oz's will just kill him before he's able to even use it. Keen now finding the picks they need and taking the point.
Yeah, I think FIU does a really good job when they play together, but they do occasionally just get a little overzealous and it leads to one straight pick or one player feeding just a little too much, and Keen is able to find that and then capitalize it. And I think that's just what we saw there, where they saw one core member get caught out and then just kept the snowball rolling.
Yeah, we did just see Roslito use that Hela ultimate. Not for death, but unable to find anything. Magneto, though, showing her what's up. This is how you ult. Finding two with that one. As well as Oz is using that Psylocke. So Dancing Butterfly is unable to find anything. Oh, Roslito did get a pick, but that will get rezzed right away by the Rocket team. Sword getting rooted by Squirrel Girl will result in a pick. Seems like Panthers have completely stopped Keen in their tracks.
Yeah, I think we need to see Keen just regroup and play together here. I mean, right there in Nindu, I really don't like seeing that. Just kind of die the supports in the back. You know that FIU knows how to play together, they're gonna have somebody turn to help out. You can't just jump them without consequence, and we see that there is the Thor gets heavily punished for it. But now we see them picking their targets just a little bit better, playing together on point. See quite a few support ults just being dropped.
Yeah, Rocket from the side of Panthers as well as Invisible Woman. Couple more coming out now. Thor will find couple picks. He now up in this fight, but will get some harsh fight back from 4IY, finding 2 picks now as they just march right back up to the front line now, and will up their defenses. Eye of Agamotto comes out in the back. Lenier finds 2 with it. Couple more picks, and this fight will go the side of Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, that was a wonderful Eye of Agamotto from Lenier, just diving past Nindu and just hitting, I believe, 2 supports and a DPS. Very good. And we're going to see this next fight coming up as Team just regroups with quite a few ults to commit here, as well as FIU. I think it's just going to come down to who's able to use their ults to counter the other person better.
Yeah, Flaky's had to use that Invisible Woman to counter Oz's. We see the final judgment come out with the Rocket ult. Gonna be able to laser anything you shoot at.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 ultimates committed for 1 of Oz's.
Yeah.
Switching to the Storm, maybe it caused a little bit of a disruption, but I think they will still be fairly contested with that.
God of Thunder comes out, gets shut down by the shotgun. Finding another one now. Strain putting up the shield. Roslito unable to get past it. Goddess of Death. And we see Vile Days use the Mantis ult in the back end of that fight. I'm not sure why the Mantis ult was committed, or the Atom Res.
Yeah, it looks like we're just seeing Keen falling apart as FIU was just doing so much damage to them and doing so much punishing. Truly, I mean, we're seeing FIU just shutting down all of Keen's attempts.
There we go.
We're seeing them use their ults. However, like I said before, FIU just gets a little too aggressive at times and gets punished for it. As they are down a support, they have to push now and get some value out of it.
Bendy using that. Oh, but gets shut down. Roslito off the back of the sweep. Yeah. Team really had to just take a step back, chill in the spawn just for 1 second, catch their breath, and then push as a team. Now they have Panthers a bit on the back foot here. Flaky's and Gilbert's ult both go down. Eye of Agamotto is huge. Lenier finding a bunch. And then we see Flaky's as well as the DPS picking up the kills for the side of Panthers. No one can stop me with the 4K, I think. That will be an ace and the round for Panthers there, stopping them at 55 meters.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal job. We saw the Panthers just doing a really good job at the end there at holding Keen and really punishing any of their attempts, just shutting down every single ultimate used. And then it seemed like Keen was just getting desperate and just using all that they could in response, but maybe it wasn't the right timing. Because then we see the last fight in overtime, not much to commit to it, as we see Lenier with that, I believe it was a 4-man Eye of Agamotto followed up by the Punisher ult. Truly not much you can do to fight that, and that's just going to be Keen falling. However, they did get the first point capped, and that does leave room for the victory for them. They just, if they want to win this map, they're going to have a really good hold here and show that they can play together and play to their strengths against FIU.
Yeah, and we're seeing for the defense here, the Mr. Fantastic and Hella. I'm not too sure about the Mr. Fantastic on the defense. I feel like he's gonna kind of act like a little bit of a third tank here, even. I'm not sure if they're just going for a war of attrition, maybe. Just having that, all those big bodies there to tank all that damage, build up the support ults, and use those. Oh, we do see Gilbert counter portaling. Will we see it? Oh, we're seeing him line it up, getting it right. Did they see it? No, they got through linears anyway. We see the ammo overload team up coming down.
Already have this high ground. That Punisher, it's just so tough.
Yeah, and it's looking like it might just be point here. Quick and speedy. The way the Panthers like it. Linear finding a few more kills. Sending Gilbert back to spawn. And that will be Panthers taking the first point here. We're going to have to see Keen group up real quick here and then push once as a whole and try to run them off. They can't afford to get staggered right now.
And just as you say that,
unfortunately,
quite a few picks.
Yeah. I'm not so sure if that was Keen's fault as much as Panthers were just pushing up, getting hungry, looking for another kill, as well as their target calling. Obviously, everyone's focusing that Jeff there.
Yeah, I mean,
you
know Panthers are aggressive. You know they're gonna push up and just put as much pressure on you as possible. So I mean, you should expect that to happen if you're Keen. But it looks like that they are just really scrambling on this last map as FIU is going to take this map 2-1 and this match 2-0. So good job to Panthers and GG's to both teams.
Yeah, best of 3. This will go the side of Panthers. Good games from both teams, but Panthers are just looking dominant right now.
Definitely. Well, again, GG's to both teams, and I believe we're just gonna go into our next match here as or I should say, take a minute to go into our next match here as we're going to, I guess, wait for our next matchup, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes once we have that.
All right, welcome back. We are getting into our next match here. We have KSU and Purdue. I will let my partner introduce the team
Hi, yeah, so we
more.
have Purdue Black is currently on a record of 2-5 versus KSU Academy, not to be confused with KSU Varsity, although both teams are doing very well. KSU Academy is currently on a record of 3-0, so they have not lost yet, going undefeated with only a few games. We're gonna see if Purdue here are gonna shut them down.
Yeah, and we see right away 2 DPS bans. Storm from the side of KSU and Hella on the side of Purdue Black. A Thor save on the side of KSU.
Yeah, that's an
J
interesting
Mac hovering it. The Cloak and Dagger save. Cloak
That's
and Dagger
surprising
did
to
just
see,
receive
too.
some, pretty harsh nerfs. So that is something.
Yeah, the Wolverine ban, pretty typical. I mean,
Yeah,
right
pretty
now
standard
with
at this
the
point.
fairly aggressive tank meta, the Wolverine is very strong, so you're gonna want to shut that down.
Yeah, just take it out of the hands of either team.
Unsurprising
No
to
need
see too as well from the team hovering the Magneto. And
Oh,
that's
but we
note of
see the
Magneto.
ban. Slightly hot. He's gonna have to find someone else.
I'm not judging.
Swap into the Strange. Yeah, we do see that Cloak and Dagger. It's looking like we're going to see a triple support possibly from the side of Purdue. And
Yeah, I mean, the triple support's fairly common right now. I mean, that was definitely what was rampaging last season, was before the mid-season was the Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, Luna Snow type picks, but I think it's a little different here as we have this Invisible Woman now. Though I will say that the triple support with only one tank can be a little interesting as well. I think it's just going to come down to which team's able to play their heroes better, obviously, and how they're able to maintain their ults. The comps really comes down to it, but with triple support, you really need to make sure you're getting these right picks. But looking at KSU's team, I think they really have that pickability with the heroes they're running.
Yeah, we see them fully abusing the ammo over team up there. The Rocket with Punisher and the Winter Soldier, giving them both the infinite ammo and increased attack speed. We did see Nevest hovering the Rocket, but actually opted to swap for the Mantis, disabling that team up for Wadman. Doesn't need the team up to get that hook though. Gonna start this fight off pretty aggressive. Hit a Sora, finding a pick, and then it seems like Purdue will just fall in line, collecting the bodies of KSU.
Yeah, very strong start from Purdue as we see them getting almost team wipe there. Very strong picks. We saw some very nice, starting with a very nice hook from Wadman. Already up to 60 on that ult. Gonna be scary to see. I think these Stranges too, these shields, gonna do a good job of blocking it, but being able to hook through those with the Buckies will be crucial fight starters if they're able to get that down.
Yeah, we do see one of the DPS on the flank there for the side of Purdue. Magic it was. Ghoul putting up a fight, taking down Eileen. The Kraken impact now from Wadman. Finding two. Does have that reset. Another again. That 4 now. Can we make it 5? We could make it more. Oh, okay. He's gonna hold back. He's gonna reel it back in, knowing that he would have been using that ult right at their spawn.
I think
Probably
that's
the smart call.
First of its kind. A Bucky voluntarily cutting back their ult.
Impulse control on a Bucky.
That is insane.
Yeah, I mean, that takes some dedication from Wad, man. I mean, everyone wants to go for that again there. To let it just go by the wayside is sad, but probably the right call.
For sure. Because, I mean, now they're able to go into this next fight holding 5 ults, too, in favor of Purdue. Kennesaw is going to have to use a lot to their advantage here. There's one.
Cool. Yeah, pop that Dark Child, but gets picked. See the invisible boundary from Kitasura, keeping everyone alive. 99% now in overtime. Eileen did pop that ult, but didn't get the resets, unfortunately. We see Apple swap to the dagger and start damaging. Or the cloak, I'm sorry, and start damaging. And with that, it looks like Purdue is just going to take that first round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use the word, but I think I would call that one a sweep. I mean, we saw KSU get almost team killed the first fight, and just continuously after that, Purdue just did a phenomenal job of keeping Kennesaw on the back end, putting so much pressure. I mean, not to mention Wadman with the 5K, I believe, with that Kraken impact, just truly amazing. And KSU, I think, is just going to have to do a little better when it comes to their coordination and their ultimate usage. I mean, you look at Purdue, who was winning, and they're up on resources still, which probably isn't something you should be seeing if you're KSU. You should assume that if you're on the down foot, you're using less materials, you're using less to kind of win if you're losing. But I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to see what KSU can do here. I mean, they're starting this fight with the Strange ult, the Loki ult and everything. Only one team portaling though. That's gonna be KSU.
Yeah, and they take that high ground right away. They do have that Loki ult. They swapped off the ammo over team up in favor for the Luna Snow and Namor. I'm not sure what that one is, but it doesn't enable Namor to have a third Frost turret. Can still only have 2 down at a time. We're gonna see if Magic can get something done with those. Apollyon does have that strange Eye of Agamotto. With Apple throwing down that cloak ult now on the point. It's gonna be a lot harder for KSU to take down their team. Apollyon falls. KSU now down 1 tank. Left is just JMac, who will find a pick. But the point will go in favor of Purdue Black then, starting capping down.
I mean, KSU does have a pick right now on the Ghoul. And if they want to take this point, they're going to have to capitalize on it now, and they do have quite a few ults to do so. We need to see if they're able to get some early picks, and they're going to want to focus one of these supports, because this triple support is going to make it really hard to beat.
Gold Digger popping in with the Luna Snow ult to initiate that. We saw Magic use the Namor ult as well as the JMac God of Thunder Thor ult. And it does run Purdue Black off the point after all of that, leaving just 2 ults left. Possibly a third once Eileen builds it pretty soon here. So Purdue's gonna have quite the ult economy to push back into this.
For sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them use it fairly healthily too, not just having to commit 4 or 5 ults to win this. I think they're gonna be able to choose their right targets with the ultimates they're using.
Oh, JMac gets snagged by the Winter Soldier, put up behind a shield, unable to heal. Ghoul now, a couple ults coming down. We saw the Loki counter the Luna Snow ult. Trying to keep everyone for KSU alive. Eye of Agamotto is massive from Slightly Hottie. And Purdue Black will clean up that fight now. Beautiful ult usage there.
Yeah, finally switching the point their way. Purdue Black takes it back. And only needing to commit 2 or 3 ults, I believe, to that. As Kennesaw is not left with much. They're building up to this Namor and Kraken impact. But I don't know if that's enough of a game changer. They're going to have to do really good. Important to note too, Purdue, 2 support ults and a DPS. I think this fight's going to lead in favor of Purdue unless they're able to catch a member out.
Dark Child popped now for Ghoul. Going in, getting that damage down. Does fall to Eileen though. Great stuff. Did catch the ult. Gonna be pushing back up. Purdue Black still on this back foot. Holding the point. Ready to use this cloak and dagger ult. The Kraken impact from Wadman comes out. That's one. That's two. Popping the three. Finds it. Unable to get much more out of that. As we see Apollyon go with the Eye of Agamotto into the back line.
Onto the
Still
sixth.
going. What was he resetting? How was he up?
I believe
Incredible.
it was the Loki clones were almost guaranteed resets in order to extend that.
There you go. What a back and forth fight. Eileen with a Kraken impact of their own. Finding a few and stopping Purdue Black at 99%. Wow, what a fight. That was pretty incredible seeing both of those seeing all of those ults come down that fight. How both of those teams played that.
Yeah, that was very impressive. Some nice picks both ways, and we saw Wadman once again extending that much longer than they needed to. Finds two.
Agamotto comes down from Potty. Unable to find too much though. J-Mac nailing the coffin, God of Thunder. Slamming down, taking away a couple of the members of Purdue Black. Gonna send them back to the spawn, and I think that will be it for this round.
I mean, I don't see how the members can touch here. 2% left. And you see KSU, Kennesaw putting much more of a fight up this second map.
Yeah, certainly. Once they got control of that point, it was definitely harder to get them off of it. And as a result of that, they find that map win, or that round win. All leads down to this.
Yeah, I definitely think it was a combination of better ultimate usage, better targeting, instead of maybe just they recognize that triple support is a lot of pressure, really hard to keep up with. And so they're making a couple swaps to some one-shot type ultimates, really to just take care of it. That Loki giving that second, I mean, either any of those ults, very important. We saw, I believe, a Luna Snow copy for most of the time. Definitely a really strong comp that KSU is running right now. We saw, I believe, J-Mac was the one that locked that Thor in the picks and bans, and we see him or them getting some great value out of it now.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're comfortable on this pick. Thor doing the work. I'm not sure what Thor's balance changes were. I'm not sure if he got nerfed or buffed at all. But J-Max definitely making him look like like an S tier character. He's pushing on the point. Now 5 seconds until this point unlocks. Both teams already starting the brawl. A lot of util now coming down from the side of KSU, keeping everyone alive with those Loki relics. The Namor ult came down, unable to find much though from the side of KSU. School getting pushed in further than they wanted to be. Does fall, but Purdue will start the cap. Strange has to fly up to avoid dying, get healed. Eileen and Wadman trading on the Winter Soldier. J-Mac gonna start targeting the back line. What was that?
The trade,
Yeah, it certainly was. I wish we saw that. I wonder how that went down. Eye of Agamotto, though, from Apollyon.
timing.
3 of the supports with 1 ability. You love to see it. That will definitely seal the deal for Purdue for that point, as KSU's going to start capping now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, was that Apollyon or was that Godspeed copying the Eye of Agamotto?
I didn't catch the name. I just saw the 3 supports. It might have been. I think you are absolutely correct. What a play.
Nonetheless, that's how you counter that triple support. It's a very hard combo to beat, but not when you have the Eye of Agamotto hitting all 3 like that. Just perfect timing. And I mean, even now, KSU has this point, and they're still up on ultimates. Even finding a pick at the start onto Wadman.
Yeah, 2 picks now. Magic doing exactly what they need to do. Laying down that ult when they have it, keeping those sentries up, keeping constant damage on Purdue. Kitasura will actually find the pick on the Magic. Now down to Namor. KSU might have to pull back the point. Let Purdue take a little space here. They do have Eileen with this Kraken impact. Gonna have to be huge here. Pops it. Those support ults come out. That's unfortunate for Eileen. Unable to find much there now.
A triple support comp, that's something you might want to see is taking, I mean, a 2-for-1 DPS ult. We're seeing Purdue really clean up. We're seeing Jewel do a good job on this Magic. But I mean, hey, if I'm KSU, I'm not that upset. We put what, one ultimate into that fight and got 2 support ults out. You know that Purdue is gonna have a hard time taking care of whatever you have coming next, especially with whatever this Loki ult may be. You're getting 2 of something. Yeah.
Yeah, we see Apple just at 90%. Gonna hopefully be able to build this Cloak and Dagger ult soon. Get it down as soon as they can. See a couple ults coming down now from the side of KSU. Apple finds it. Eye of Agamotto. But Godspeed, I believe was the Luna Snow. Another Eye of Agamotto from Apollyon. Coming out, finds 1 pick. Born of Proteus, gets used by Magic. I don't believe hit anything though. Darkchild from Ghoul, putting some damage down. Wadman will find the secure. But Skulldigger will find Ghoul in the ult. Kitasura does have this Invisible Woman ult. Gonna have to use it before the fight's over. Comes down now, keeping everyone alive. Trying to put a little bit of pressure onto KSU here. Finds some pick. Still in this front line, but J-Mac will find the pick. Down 1 support now, and with a few more from the rest of Purdue. Looking like they will just swing the fight and the point. Win this in overtime.
Yeah, very strong play from Purdue. I mean, that was a very, very long fight. I think we started out with about 6 ults from either team before we even saw an initial pick. So truly incredible from Purdue. Just really was able to squeak it out at the end. We saw KSU really putting up a fight for that whole second half of that map. But I think Purdue just barely managed to come out in the end with some very nice picks. So good job to Purdue. Going into this second map now, I believe it'll be a hybrid map.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what are you expecting to see from these teams? We've seen some very interesting comps. How do you think it'll vary here?
Yeah, so going into this next map here, I would expect to just see the triple support again from Purdue. It looks like that's what they're most comfortable with. They weren't really running any team ups. They as far as the hero select screen goes, were all over the place. Even though KSU was using some of those, they did come up short, showing that team ups aren't everything here. It all comes down to that game knowledge, game sense, how you play it. Purdue's doing just a little bit better. KSU's going to have to make a few swaps. I did like J-Mac on that Thor. Really a great showing from Thor. We might have to go for a third support as well. Take one of the DPS maybe. Keep the 2 tank, 1 DPS, and triple support. Just a swap that needs to be made. Just to keep everyone up a little bit more. Just needed a little more sustain in some of those fights potentially, and they could have had the upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, we can just see by the scoreboard, Eileen, with not too many picks, I mean, we saw them basically going down at the start of every fight, being a very high priority target, which I think if we did see some kind of swap to a support, just that more sustain, especially with the double tank, could definitely change the way the fight is going. And I think it would be interesting to see how the double tank plays into the double damage triple support. but I guess we're just gonna have to see if that's something that we're gonna get here.
Yeah, we'll have to see in our next map what they're going to go for. I wish we could see which map they were getting to. I know Clintar is pretty common.
Yes, we did just see the Wakanda map as well. I
Hmm.
believe it is KSU's pick because they lost. And I'm really not sure, judging by the Thor pick, that, I mean, they did choose to not ban, they specifically reserved it. My guess would be the Wakanda map, just because I do think Thor plays a little bit better on there, not as long range in some of the points compared to Clintar.
Yeah, a little bit more brawly. Could definitely get in there a little bit. It would make sense if that is a swap, or if that is a map that you can choose.
Yep.
I don't know what all the maps are. I'm not sure if we have any out. I don't believe so, because there's only so few maps. It wouldn't really make sense to have any map bans just yet.
Yeah, I
But it has
believe
seemed like
I was gonna say, I believe those are the only two. However, there is the new map, the new Midtown, I guess, map in New York, but that is not legal yet. Same as
Central
the
Park.
thing, and yeah, Central Park, not legal though yet due to the 2-week rule. But I am excited. This tournament we do have is going to be going for quite a few weeks, so I believe maybe next weekend is when we should be able to see the Human Torch and Thing possibly showing their way into the gameplay. And I do know from playing the game right now, it's hard not to see one of them.
Yeah, they're both really fun characters. We're going to see if any of these teams would be able to make them into a pretty sturdy comp. As we see for bans here now, getting right back into it. Purdue Black is going to ban first. That is something to mention too. It looks like the bans, it goes one team, and then save the other team, and then the other set of bans, I believe, which is, I guess, different from comp as well. Just to keep that in mind. So you will see who the enemy bans before you get your, if you're banning second.
Yeah,
we see the Storm and Hella.
To mention, I do believe the teams did switch sides again as well. So we see Purdue on the blue team, Team A, and KSU on the bottom, Team B.
There we go. Good call. Okay. We do see, yeah, that Thor save again, as well as the Cloak and Dagger save. Pretty standard from both these teams. We don't have a Wolverine ban yet. Kind of leaving it open for Purdue Black. Do they want this Wolverine in play? We've seen it pretty consistent. We've seen him pretty consistently banned, I think, but not this one.
Luna Snow.
Gonna see if he gets played at all. Then I don't have anyone immediately hovering. We do see the ammo overload being activated by the side of KSU with Skull Digger Magic and Eileen. And it's looking like we might not have any team-ups on the side of Purdue again.
I mean, that double ammo boost from Rocket is going to be very, very strong for KSU. And yeah, like you said, it looks like we're not going to get much from Purdue here.
Yeah,
they running some characters to use their guns, not using these special matchups, but doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Yeah, again, it just team-ups aren't everything. I mean, they're definitely a great bonus. But if you just have a comfortable pick that you're going to be able to pop off reliably on, it might just be better to just play that hero. Or those set of heroes, I should say. Obviously, no one tricks here.
Yeah, of course. Although we do see Wadman on this Bucky for the second time. But I'm excited to see it. I mean, I think the Kraken Impact is one of my favorite ultimates to see down. We're actually seeing slightly haughty here, trying to set up a portal. Just walking off main
actually,
into the cliff.
Just in case they wanted a quick way right back to the spawn room. Could hop through that portal. No one's opting to take it. I wonder why.
already
You
seen
see
KSU.
this side room push.
Yeah, taking so much space already, especially with this pylon now down. It's going to force Purdue to kind of break line of sight and free up the point a bit for KSU to push through.
Yeah, when you have 2 DPS just shooting at you constantly, very fast, it's definitely pretty daunting. But we see Apollyon overextending just a little bit, maybe getting picked, and then that'll leave the door open for Gould to find a pick. That Purdue Black is just gonna have to back up.
Definitely the opening Purdue is looking for, finding a nice pick onto that Strange. KSU is going to have a much harder time pushing through that choke. So we're going to see them fall back and lose a few members on the way out, but they're going to regroup very quick. We already see quite a few ults built here.
It wouldn't surprise me if this next fight gets pretty ulty. Waiting to see the first one. Here comes Skulldigger and Godspeed, both support ult on the side of KSU. It shows in the kill feed. Kills are coming down everywhere. Mopped up everyone except for Gould, who is on the way back already.
We did see KSU use both support ults on that commitment, which is very tough, but it is going to result in the win for them. So I do think Purdue might have a quick stop to their payload, but they are going to be able to keep the payload moving or started moving at least.
Yeah, they at least got it capped and get it pushing. We see Gould dance to the butterfly, finds Eileen on the back end. That last hit of the ult will find and secure. And KSU is just going to take the time to just back up. Their spawn is right there. There's no need to stagger. Just regroup and they'll push back stronger.
For sure, and I mean, KSU's already building close to these 5 ults now again. A lot to commit. Purdue does have a lot, though, to answer with. So we see, I think it's just going to come down to, again, who gets the better ults off, who's able to find me first. We're going to see this.
Final Judgment responded with the invisible boundary from Kitasura. Oh, and a huge Eye of Agamotto. I believe that was Apollyon. And now Magic with the Kraken impact started it. Unable to keep it going though. Some pretty good ult usage there from the side of KSU is going to keep this point rolling now. 3 minutes on the clock. Now just trying to do as much damage control as they can, keeping everyone on the side of. Oh no, yeah!
Disconnected Apollyon though. He's able to get out, fortunately.
Yeah. Get out there. You see some ults though. Now coming up from the side of the attack. But Apple's gonna use the Cloak and Dagger ult as a response to Godspeed's Invisible Woman ult. Trying to keep everyone alive, and Kitasura will find Eileen. Gets res though. Picks for both teams. Fight can go any way right now. A portal back from Slightly Hottie with the Eye of Agamotto, just holding it for a second. Maybe waiting for everyone to come back before using it.
Yeah, I mean,
destroy that rocket ult. Oh, actually,
if they need to use it or not, we're seeing KSU just fall back. Although we are seeing Purdue chase them, maybe getting a little overzealous.
Got snagged, and Magic will die. Yeah, it's always pretty funny to see that hook shot just grab someone out of the side of the screen, yank them out.
Definitely, we're seeing Slightly Hottie still getting aggressive here on the attack, pushing KSU as far back as possible, just retaking the space.
And using that Eye of Agamotto. Nice job to wait for Apollyon to push up just a little bit, then you can jump into the back, use that eye, and catch the rest of the team. Good defense
definitely.
there.
Good job just getting aggressive, holding that pressure up, and then as soon as you see KSU ready to start the fight, you just preemptively use that ult and shut it down before it starts. Very good job from Slightly Haughty. That also gave a lot of time for the rest of Purdue Black to build up some ultimates, as we see 5 ready to go here. But 6.
5 ready to go, yeah. KSU will do them one better with 6. 2 ults now coming down. We see the rocket and the final judgment from Eileen. Gonna do a ton of damage. Blasting anything and everything with that ult. But with Wadman using the Kraken Impact, finding 2 and Ghoul finding 1, the DPS ult might save the day here for Purdue. But not so much. KSU will stabilize, handle what they gotta, and keep this point pushing.
Yeah, it was looking close, but they might get the contest.
They will get the contest.
Local.
Yeah, Apple.
Can't find a Pollyan.
God's been using that ult. Trying to keep everyone up for the side of KSU. JMac committing an ult. Ults are going down, but we have Inasura saving the Invisible Woman, keeping everyone alive. Neves even has the Mantis. Pops it, but does get Strange ulted. Will stay alive with that ult through the Strange ult. Great call from Neves to pop that right at that second. Ghoul finding yet another pick. Wadman following it up as well. And it seems like Purdue will crumble KSU just shy of this second cap here.
Man, there are no overtimes like you can see in this game. It is just so high octane with what these teams are able to spit out. I mean, I think we saw about more than 12 ultimates in that last few seconds there. Just absolutely insane, trying to figure out what's going on and who even has the advantage until it's over. But we see there, KSU did a phenomenal job on the attack, pushing far. I thought they had that second point until Purdue just comes back with that Strange, watch forward with that shield, that Cloak and Dagger ult from Apple, getting a perfect contest, just what they needed to push on. And I think from there, it was just an ultimate fest until Purdue came out on top with some nice picks.
Yeah, Ghoul had a pretty good showing there. I know finding the Strange during that Cloak and Dagger ult that you're mentioning, sending that Strange back to spawn is huge, obviously. And I'm throughout that fight, we saw Ghoul finding a couple of those really good picks, as well as the ultimate, the Psylocke ultimate coming down when needed. Really a strong pick from Ghoul, and as we're going to see them keep it for this second, for the attack push now.
Definitely. We do see already Apollyon setting up this portal, just like Slightly Haughty was doing.
Yep.
We can see what they're doing.
Oh,
they are gonna go for the portal,
and we have him portaling.
Now,
right, this will be our first like portal trick if we can catch.
I would place the portal under the Strange to immediately just cancel any hopes and send him back to the spawn.
That might work.
I mean, that's just not even
way
close
wrong,
now.
way off. No, so bad from Apollyon. Slightly Haughty will find the portal to the high ground. They're gonna take the elevator up and meet him head on. KSU means business. Godspeed will catch that res from Rocket. No beacon now for another 35 seconds or so. With that ammo overload on point.
What attack we're already seeing from these teams.
It certainly is. I mean, this brawl that's going on, no one's really able to find anything. JMac will open it up now. A nice pick onto Apple. Another pick. A couple more picks for the side of KSU will stop that first push from Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, playing triple support, having one of your members fall like that so early is very upsetting and very crucial for KSU to target. So that's why they did a phenomenal job there and able to take this, I think, was getting that cloak out, get that cloak out first, especially where they were so close to building that ult. The fight was about to last a lot longer if they didn't find that. Now we're going to this next one, and it looks like we're seeing most members here with about 6 ults again.
Kicks it off with the Cloak and Dagger ult. With a pick from Slightly Hottie onto Apollyon. Gets res. J-Mac, God of Thunder, laying it down. Finding another 2 members of Purdue Black. Neves will commit that Mantis ult. Slightly Hottie finds a pick. Ghoul finds a pick. Both teams are going insane right now, but it looks like KSU is somehow withstanding everything Purdue is throwing at them.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just wow, that was truly incredible seeing KSU once again hold that. It's looking grim every single fight, but they're finding just the perfect picks that they need to, and surviving through these ults. We saw Slightly Hottie fall, but I believe, sorry, we saw Apollyon fall, but get rezzed by the rocket in order to stay back in the fight. So seeing that rocket pylon is truly great, which I think we might see again here, just like that.
Final Judgment with the rocket, see ya, killing everyone. Doing great damage. Eileen blasting the tank. Kraken Impact from Wadman comes out. Oh, maybe a bad call from Wadman there. Maybe should have kept that ult up. They were just about to get some support ults to fight with. Kind of had to back up.
Magic is going to
train
get their...
portal.
Magic's going to have their Kraken Impact up now. Combined with the Sai of Agamotto, I think it might go a little crazy.
We see Ghoul go for that Dance of the Butterflies, and Apollyon respond with a defensive ult. See the team hiding in Kitasura's ultimate, staying invisible, staying healed up. They know when they show themselves. J-Max waiting on the other side, ready to kill. And another invisible boundary at the perfect time. Won't do enough though. Strange will get the execute, the explosion damage. And it's looking like Purdue will finally blast through the door. And a support ultimate.
We see Magic left on point, but they're tapped out of mana as they have nothing to respond with. Their team is gone. They're gonna fall, and we have to see Apollyon and the rest of KSU just back up, give up that second point. But I think that's okay. I mean, they capped it much quicker. They held that for much longer than Purdue did. I think they pushed into this with almost 4 minutes, so they're gonna have a 2-minute lead here for the second point. They have to hold it here if they want to win.
Yeah, 2 minutes left. You really gotta bolster your defenses. Then J-Mac kill everyone you need, apparently. God of Thunder, is he gonna use it? Not yet. Deciding to hold it for right now. Slightly Hottie will fall to Magic. Finding the picks. Purdue's just gonna have to regroup, wait for their tank. Couple ults though for the side of Purdue. The Kraken Impact as well as the Cloak and Dagger Eternal Dawn. Gonna be wanting to use those in this next fight. KSU has a few to respond with though.
Oh, good pickup on the Strange.
It certainly was, and with that Thea Rocket ult and the Final Judgment, unable to kill. Purdue's pushing back. Push hard and they will push back harder. Invisible Woman ult comes down from Godspeed. Kitasura is holding on to theirs. Pops it now with Nevis Mantis ult. Purdue should be in the upper hand now, with Ghoul finding 3 with the Dance of the Butterfly.
Wow.
KSU will be ran off.
Looking really good for KSU up until there, where we see Ghoul finally get that successful flank with the help of, I think, 2 or 3 support ults, which, I mean, is going to leave 30 seconds on the clock for Purdue to push this, but no support ults to answer with. They're going to need a really good Eye of Agamotto if they want to make this work. But I don't know. It's really coming down to an Eye of Agamotto and a Kraken Impact from both teams, but it's going to get canceled. And just
and
like
the C9?
Oh my.
The C9 from KSU will result in Purdue pushing that. Who? I thought they were contesting that.
Yeah, I'm so surprised.
What?
I thought that was a complete cap. It looks like they were using
Oh
that Kraken
no!
impact for the touch, but it
I saw
immediately
the
got
strange ult
canceled.
come down too, but I think he jumped up too high and he wasn't contesting anymore. Apollyon.
And I mean, just
Oh,
like
that
that,
is
that's going to be a
misfortune.
victory for Purdue on that map and the
Wow.
match in general. I mean, seeing a C9 like that to end the game truly is unfortunate, especially when some overtime fights are some of the most exciting. I thought we were going to have a battle
Oh
for
yeah,
the
nice little
ages
ult
there,
fest
but
there. Yeah, of course. It
I
certainly
was
looked like that's what it was leading up to.
very surprised to see it come to an end that quick. But I mean, that's just how the games go sometimes. So
Yeah,
congratulations to Purdue and GG's to both teams. Any
absolutely.
final
And
words?
I was gonna say that we could see from Purdue, it looked like their solo tank Strange was just doing really strong by themselves. They were substituting the double tank for that triple support there, and it was just favoring them so much more than KSU could imagine. Even though they were doing really great in their own respect, it just seemed like Purdue had the upper hand with that triple support.
Yeah, I think what it really comes down to is the ultimate usage for the supports. It just gives that solo tank as well as the DPS so much more survivability. Not to mention for KSU using that double support instead of a triple, swapping one out for Rocket. I mean, Rocket, that res did
Yeah.
get some nice value on Apollyon on that defense, but I feel like he's just better used as an off support when for that pylon because that damage boost. I mean, even though it did help, like,
Mm,
let me rephrase here. The Rocket did get a lot of value, especially with that team up and with that res. But I feel like
mm,
in order to do that, you need to run a third support to kind of make up for the healing in a way, or just the ultimate that you're missing out on in order to keep the team up or some kind of survivability. Because I mean, there were certain times like you can only use that invisible woman ult against that strange so many times. We did see it
mm.
didn't work. If that was replaced with a Luna Snow or a Mantis, I think it would have gone much differently for KSU.
Yeah, I completely agree. In no way is Rocket a bad support. I do think he's pretty decent right now, not even getting buffed or nerfed, as well as some of them taking some heavy nerfs. Definitely puts him up a little bit in the standings. It just his ultimate is not as impactful for that support, or I should say for the healing use, as it just gives that damage amplification. A third support probably would go a long ways with that comp.
Yeah, I mean you can look at the healing on Skulldigger. It's I think most in the game at 42,000. Absolutely
Mm,
insane amounts of healing. So by no means is Rocket a bad support. It's just that using support ults in this game basically is a currency to respond to others in order to keep your team up is something that needs to happen, and that's something Rocket just isn't able to do.
yeah, you got to pay the bills, and Rocket cannot, unfortunately.
For sure. Well, again, GG's to both teams, KSU and
Absolutely.
Purdue University. GG's to Purdue on the win, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes when we get our next matchup.
All right. Sorry for the delay. It's looking like that was going to be the last match of the night. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for all the teams for participating and playing and allowing us to spectate this. All the people going on behind the scenes. This will be streamed again, I believe, next Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. EST. And it will do Saturday and Sunday again. I believe expect to see a pretty similar team. I think myself and Althea will be here again, as well as our observer Beldia. Any final words for the night, Althea?
Yeah, I mean, again, I just want to quickly point out before we finish, we did have kind of a long start to the stream. We had some technical difficulties, but that should be
Mm,
completely resolved for next week. So we should be all set when it comes to that. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Thank you for the support. We had two very nice matches, so that was fun. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Siege stream, I believe, at 8
mm.
p.m. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow and next week. We'll next see you guys on Thursday for the Overwatch stream as well. So
Absolutely.